Hey everybody, it's Ron from Pick Dawgz, and this is Ron's Big Shot Breakdown. We're going to go over 5 college basketball games for Tuesday, January 21st, 2025. Now, if you like what you see, make sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, the games I love the most in college hoops and other sports, you can find those at the Premium Picks tab at pickdawgz.com. There's also a link in the description. Alrighty, here we go. Here are the games for Tuesday in college hoops. First up, it's Texas Tech and Cincinnati. This one is 7 p.m. Eastern on ESPNU. Texas Tech is a small favorite right now in this game, and I think it's for good reason. I think the Red Raiders have shown they've actually been able to play on the road this year. In more recent Red Raiders seasons, we've seen them play really well in Lubbock and not so great on the road, but they have yet to lose a true road game this season. They have wins over Utah, BYU, and Kansas State. Maybe not the best teams in the conference, but I think Cincinnati's kind of in that group right now with how they played in the Big 12 this year. Cincinnati is 2-4 in conference play, and yes, they're coming off their first 2 wins, but those were against some of the weaker teams in the conference as well, in Colorado and Arizona State. I think Cincinnati's got a great defense, but that offense has really struggled in conference play. They're one of the worst free throw shooting teams, not just in the conference, but in the country at a 65% rate as a team. I think if this is going to be a close game, which the spread suggests it will be, Cincinnati's got to be able to make those free throw shots down the stretch. I don't trust they'll be able to. I think the Red Raiders have the better offense, a good enough defense to get the win in this one. Give me Texas Tech in this game on the road. Next up, we have VCU and Rhode Island. This one is 7 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. I think going into conference play, a lot of people considered VCU and Dayton to be the top tier teams in this conference that were going to be neck and neck in the conference standings and the 2 contenders to win the conference and potentially both make the NCAA tournament. But now we've seen Dayton struggle in the A-10 with a losing record so far, while VCU is 4-1 in conference play and 14-4 overall this season. VCU is kind of taken over as the team to beat in the A-10. And for me, in this spot, we're getting a solid price with VCU on the road because Rhode Island's been able to put together a solid campaign this year. They have a similar, a 14-4 record overall, an even record in conference play at 3-3, coming off the win over Davidson. Rhode Island's been a good team playing at home this season. They only have 1 home loss, but for me, I think VCU matches up really well in this game. I look for VCU to win the turnover battle. I wouldn't be surprised to see VCU have more second chance opportunities in the offensive glass. And VCU is a team or a program we're used to seeing have very strong defenses, not so great on the offensive side, but this year they're top 70 in adjusted offensive efficiency. They get those offensive rebounds. They're a top 62-point shooting team. So while their defense is still very much elite, I think their offense is good enough in this game to cover a spread like this on the road. Give me VCU. I'm going to lay the points. Next up, it's Missouri and Texas in the SEC. This one is 9 p.m. Eastern on the SEC Network. Missouri's on a roll right now. They're 4-1 in conference play. They're on a 4-game win streak. And one of those 4 wins was a top 5 win over Florida. That was a road victory, so a big resume-boosting win for Missouri. And it's tough to go against the Tigers right now, but I think because of this recent win streak, because of that upset win over the Gators, the Tigers are a little bit overvalued in this spot now on the road again against Texas. Texas is looking for a breakout or get-right win as they've struggled in their recent games, but they've also played a gauntlet of a schedule. Tennessee, Auburn, Texas A&M, Florida, some of the best teams in this conference. They've lost in all those spots basically against the in the step-up games in the conference. But I still think Texas is a very solid team on both sides of the ball. They're top 15 in both adjusted offensive and defensive efficiency. They take care of the basketball. They're an excellent 3-point shooting team. And while their 3-point defense maybe not the best in the conference, they don't give up a lot of threes. I think that's important. Missouri really relies on the 3-point jumper. They take a good amount of them. They're top 30 in 3-point shooting. Texas, I think, is going to be able to push Missouri off the perimeter. And I think Missouri's offense is going to be a little bit uncomfortable in this game on the road in a really tough environment. Give me Texas in this one. We're getting a great price for the Longhorns because of recent results with them struggling and Missouri on the 4-game win streak. Next up, Arizona State and West Virginia. This one is 9 p.m. Eastern on CBS Sports Network. West Virginia's coming off a big win themselves, a resume-boosting win themselves over Iowa State in their last game, an upset victory. That was Iowa State's first conference loss of the year, and their first loss in general in a while. So another big win. We know West Virginia got the win over Kansas earlier in conference play. So the Mountaineers really building that resume. But for me, I do expect a letdown in this one. And, West Virginia's defense is elite. I think it's one of the best in the conference and in the country. But their offense, for me, is still one of the weaker ones in the conference. And I don't love them in this role as a big favorite, laying this many points against an Arizona State team that, yes, has struggled in recent games and they're on a losing streak, but they've also kept games close. They played in overtime against Baylor, played a 6-point final score against UCF, played a single-digit game against Cincinnati as well last time out. Arizona State has struggled in conference play, but this is still a team that is solid defensively. They're well coached. They take a ton of threes. They can be dangerous if their shots are falling. And, West Virginia is still the chance that they can go on these scoring droughts that you wouldn't want to be laying this many points with them in that case. They're an offense that, doesn't shoot the ball too well. They're not a great rebounding team really on either side of the ball. They don't get to the free throw line much. We saw them have to win a very, defensive-minded game against Iowa State, 64-57. And I think laying this many points is just not a place I want to be with West Virginia. I think they're much better as an underdog, which we've seen them earn those upset wins. I'm going to go with Arizona State in this one, plus the points. I expect a letdown from the Mountaineers. Next up, it's Louisville and SMU. This one is 9 p.m. Eastern on the ACC network. It's tough to go against either team right now. SMU's on a win streak. Louisville's won 8 in a row. Both teams have great records, both overall and in conference play. For me, though, I still think Louisville's the better team in this game. They've played well on the road in conference play. In fact, they've yet to lose a true road game in ACC play. Win over Florida State by 14. They took down Virginia by 20 points on the road. They beat Syracuse in the Carrier Dome, which maybe not as tough a place to play this year, but in recent years has been one of the toughest places in college basketball. That was a 24-point win. And then they beat Pittsburgh as well on the road by 4 points. And right now, at the current number, we're getting Louisville as a dog in this game. I think Louisville's proven to be, one of the best teams in this conference. Shot quality-wise, very strong, fundamentally sound. They've really improved their game in ACC play. And SMU, like I said, their first year in the ACC, they played well. But I think they benefited from a pretty weak schedule recently. I think they struggle in the step-up game. So give me Louisville in this one on the road. And that's it. Those are the games for Tuesday in college basketball. Hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe. Put your college basketball picks in the comment section below. And if you're looking for my best bets, again, you can find those at Pick Dawgz Premium. There is a link in the description. As always, this is Romanelli. Good luck.